Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Trek, where I'll be talking about and reviewing an episode of the original series, The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, or Enterprise. Today, I'm looking at a piece of the action from the original series' second season, or as I like to call it, that time Star Trek went Bugsy Malone. This episode was requested by Sam M and Ice44. Thank you both for the suggestion, and let's get going. We begin the episode with Chekhov saying his one line in the entire thing, and Uhura telling Kirk some guy Oxmix is trying to get in contact. So Kirk has a chat with this guy, who is clearly way behind the times. That's a middle finger to the Prime Directive then, and says he's gonna beam some people down. Kirk grabs Spock and McCoy for the trip and blames another ship for dumping on the Prime Directive first. And I'm so confused about the mission. Are they repairing the contamination, studying the people, or finding out what happened to the other ship? It's not at all clear. Oh, sure, beam down in your regular clothes and stand in the middle of the street, that'll fix things. And then Spock immediately stares at butts.
Fascinating.
He notes that everyone is armed. I mean, come on, that was inevitable. And into the credits we go. Kirk tries to talk his way out of this, but the gangsters are confused by all the questions and tells them to get moving before a drive-by shooting happens, and Kirk talks about the guy really loudly. Wait, who are these two? The trio are taken to see the boss, and he tells them he's in charge of the territory, but dramatically removes his glasses when Spock mentions the drive-by shooting, and sends his goon to go deal with the guy responsible. Spock notices a history book that Oxmix says the other ship left behind, which explains why the planet is now full of gangsters, and he wants Kirk to give him a bunch of weapons to off his enemies. Kirk of course says no, so Oxmix gives him 8 hours to comply or die. Here we go again. What is this woman eating? The three of them are taken away while Oxmix contacts Scotty with a ransom demand. Seriously, this woman is just staring into the camera and chewing. What is she doing? And while an aggressive card game goes on, the three men talk about how the book has screwed up the society and they need to fix it. Kirk tricks the gangsters into playing a bullshit card game, the rules of which William Shatner made up on the spot apparently, and the distraction is enough to allow them to literally turn the tables. Kirk decides to send the other two home while he goes for Oxmix, but he's caught almost immediately and bundled into a car, while Spock nerve pinches this lady. I don't think I've ever seen a lady nerve pinch before. They use the radio station to contact Uhura, while Kirk is taken to a rival gangster boss, Jojo Krakow, who says he's been spying on Oxmix and also wants guns and fighters. This woman is literally here to walk around to sexy music. Kirk says no, so Krakow threatens him and dumps him in an escape room, which he immediately starts to dismantle. Oxmix has put out that Spock and McCoy got away, but nevertheless warns them that Krakow has Kirk and offers a deal, which Spock agrees to avoid further conflict. Kirk goes home alone on the room, but chooses to ignore this obvious weapon before the episode goes all Three Stooges for a minute. Still chewing, huh, lady? Spock and McCoy beam down before being held at gunpoint, which surprises Spock, and then surprise Kirk, who tells these two guys to strip so he and Spock can play dress-up, and then take part in Baby's first driving lesson. Discount Artful Dodger here warns they're stupid to try and tackle Krakow head-on, and says he can help before name-dropping the title and causing a distraction, so Kirk and Spock can fight their way inside, shoot these two ding-dongs, and threaten Krakow, but they should have also watched their backs. Kirk asks Krakow if he can trust his goons, which thins the herd a little, and then Kirk decides he's going to invade the planet with a silly accent.
So what we do is we help one guy take over the planet, he pulls the strings, and then we pull his.
Spock and Kirk make themselves at home, so Krakow agrees to help, and Kirk gives secret instructions to Scotty and Uhura, who beam Krakow aboard. Spock sass. A fight breaks out while Scotty tells Krakow off, still wandering into traffic I see, and Krakow's goons make a plan to go fight Oxmix. Oh yeah, McCoy, I'd forgotten about him. Kirk bursts in and gets all up in Oxmix's business, making him call another boss so Scotty can transport him over. Rinse and repeat until the room is full, and chaos ensues. Krakow doubts Kirk has the manpower he says he does as a big firefight breaks out outside, so Kirk orders Scotty to knock everybody out, which impresses the gangsters, and they want to work out a peaceful solution. Kirk puts Oxmix and Krakow in charge and tells all the others to shut up, although I fail to see how that fixes things. And back on the ship, Spock questions his decisions, and McCoy admits he accidentally left his communicator in Oxmix's office. Freeze frame! Okay, that was a pretty unremarkable episode. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it, and the actors all seemed to be having fun, especially William Shatner. But I feel like every component of the episode I've seen before in other episodes, so there's nothing fresh or new here. Obviously, I'm covering episodes out of order, but it felt like The City on the Edge of Forever, Errand of Mercy, Spectre of the Gun, The Omega Glory, you get the idea. I don't have a whole lot to say on this one. It's solid, probably fun if you're into gangster movies. And it inspired the Enterprise episode The Communicator 34 years later. But it didn't blow me away, despite its fairly high rating, and sidelined most of the cast, and let's face it, made all the women into set dressing, so it is what it is. So there you have it. That was a piece of the action. If there's an episode of Star Trek you'd like me to cover, pop it down in the comments below or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want to be assimilated into my channel. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channels. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and live long and prosper.